How much can you actually make reselling part-time? I'm going to answer that question for you in this video.
Won't nobody love you the way they should. Won't nobody check up on you, make sure you're good. Won't nobody check those body tremors for your neck.
Hi everyone, my name is Becky Park and I'm a part-time reseller on platforms such as Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, Citizen, and ThreadUp. I also very recently just started a Shopify store, and I also have this YouTube channel that you are watching right now. I do some affiliate marketing, and those are kind of all of my main income streams when it comes to reselling. Now, like I said, I am part-time because my full-time job is as a high school choir teacher, so I do get a full-time salary with benefits from that job, and everything reselling related is completely off to the side. If you do enjoy reselling content, not just hearing about how much money people made, then definitely make sure that you subscribe to my channel, because this kind of video doesn't come around very often for me, but I do weekly what's sold videos where you can get an idea of how much I'm earning on a weekly basis, as well as, things like thrift hauls and tips videos and all that kind of stuff. So if that sounds exciting or interesting to you, definitely consider subscribing and joining this little community. And if you're excited to see how much money I've made, not just from reselling, but also from YouTube and affiliate marketing, then hit that like button and let's get into it. We have to take care of some bookkeeping type things before we get into the video, because I want to make sure that you understand the context of the year 2020 for me. First of all, unless you have been living under a rock, you know that the state of the nation has been insane because of the pandemic. It has completely upended a lot of people's lives and businesses and things of that nature. As a teacher, I was never as thankful for the kind of job security that I had until this came around. And as a reseller, I was really thankful for the different ways that I was able to continue growing my business despite the fact that, the pandemic was devastating our nation's economy. And so, again, for full disclosure and transparency, because of the pandemic and because of the fact that when my school went on spring break in March and we never went back, and since then I've just been teaching remotely from home, I have had so much more time on my hands than I would have if the pandemic had not happened and if I had been in school. Because as a high school choir teacher, typically I'm at school every day at 7 o'clock. And before that, I have to get my son to daycare. And then I am at school most days till like 5:30, unless it's like tech week rehearsal. Then I'm at school till like 9 or 10 at night. And so there are like 6 weeks out of the school year that I'm at school till like 9 or 10 at night. A lot of my weekends are taken up by school, whether it's because we have rehearsals or because I'm going on different conferences and going out of town with students. It is a really high intensive job when it comes to amount of time spent at school and with students. And for that reason, I know that I had a lot more hours to devote to reselling than I would have had in any other year. I am recording this video on January 2nd, and as of this moment in time, we will be returning to school for the second semester in some sort of hybrid fashion. And even still, it's not going to be as crazy of a school year as it has been because of the fact that, my kids aren't going to go to competition this year. There's no theater festival. There's a lot of things that just are not on my plate. So while it's been really sad to not spend that much time with my students, because that's how you build relationships, is like you're just with your kids all the time. While that has been kind of sad, it has been kind of crazy to see what I can do with reselling and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to put that out there. I wanted to make sure that I was clear that this is not a normal year for me. And so I was able to pull, for me, some pretty impressive numbers. But I do think that my numbers in 2021, if things kind of go back to normal, I think that they'll actually dip because of the fact that I just won't have as much time to devote to reselling. Secondly, I wanted to make sure that I put this probably even more important disclosure out there, and that is, as people are making these kinds of videos and sharing, how they did throughout the year and how much money they earned, I just want to remind you, please don't compare yourself to other people. Even if you're part-time like me, don't compare yourself to me, whether it's because you're doing much better than me or much worse than me. Everyone comes from different situations and everyone is working within a different context. So for me, I have a lot of things going for me. One thing that is unique to me is my husband. So while we are not a, wife and husband reselling team, like there are a lot of teams out there, I think about like the bin pickers, I think about sell quick, ship quick. They're working together to build their reselling empire. And, I primarily source by myself. Sometimes my husband will come with me. I photograph everything. I list everything. I cross list everything, like it's really me. I ship everything. But where my husband is so instrumental is he basically takes care of everything else in the house. I rarely cook. I rarely clean. I mean, I clean, but like not to the level that he does. He does laundry. He does our bills. Like he takes care of so many things so that I don't have to, so that I can devote my free time to my reselling business. And obviously he benefits from it as well. He is also a teacher. He teaches first grade, and he luckily doesn't really have work to bring home with him. And so it's just something that works for us and our family, but that is pretty rare and unique. I know a lot of people will reach out and be like, how do you do it all? How do you have a YouTube channel and a reselling business and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I have a lot of help. I have my husband and he does a lot of stuff, and a lot of other women who I talk to don't have that. Like they are the ones that are cooking primarily. They're the ones that are cleaning. They're the ones that are doing X, Y, and Z. And so I know that that is a huge factor as to why I'm able to get done as much as I do. Also, I've been doing this now for I think this is my third year, like going into my third year of reselling. And the more you do something, the longer you do something, the faster and better you get at it. I feel like I've learned how to photograph in a way where I can knock out a ton of photographs really quickly. I can list quickly. I can cross list really quickly. So there's a lot of things that I can do pretty efficiently that I wasn't able to do with the same speed 2-3 years ago when I first started. So again, just a lot of different things that make my reselling model very unique to me. And if you hear my numbers and you're either like, oh my gosh, like they should be much higher, or if you hear my numbers and you're like, holy cow, like how is she doing all that? That's all of the reason why, right? Like there's a lot of things that factor into why I'm able to do what I do. And so please don't compare yourself to me or to any other reseller who shares their numbers. I just want to share because I feel like it's helpful to know what other people are doing, especially, as like part-time resellers or, all those different things. But I just wanted to make sure that I threw that out there. Make sure you're not comparing yourself to anyone else, because you are you, I am me, and we are both running our own businesses in the ways that we see fit, and that is cool. All right, so let's get into how much did I make? We will talk about how much I made just from reselling. And typically I resell clothes, new and used clothing that I find at thrift stores, consignment stores. I get for free from my friends. I have sold some hard goods here and there, but that's definitely not where my focus is. I will also talk about how much I earned on YouTube, and I will talk about how much I earned from affiliate marketing. And I think you will be kind of surprised by some of these numbers. So let's start with reselling. I'm going to start by telling you how much I made on each platform. The numbers that I'm going to share with you right now have already factored out platform fees, shipping fees, and any like discounts that I gave people or anything like that. What it doesn't account for is cost of goods. And I wish I had kept better track of cost of goods. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that my cost of goods across the board was $2 a piece, because the amount of clothes that I have sold that were free, just like given to me by friends, is pretty astronomical. Like I have sold a lot of stuff that I got for free. I've also sold a lot of stuff that I sourced for under $1 at a local consignment store. And I have also sold things that I paid, $4 for, $8 for, $25 for. But I really think if we were to average it out, I kind of looked at my numbers and tried to figure it out the best I could. I really think it comes out to about $2 a piece, which is great. It's amazing. That's why I also often sell things for like $8 and make like $4. But, it's because I have so much inventory that I don't even have to pay for. So for that reason, I'm going to say that my cost of goods per item is about $2, but I don't have ready for this video how many items I actually sold. So I apologize, but you can just assume that you have to subtract a good chunk of change from the amount that I'm about to tell you. I also don't factor into account things like how much I've spent on shipping supplies, like compostable mailers or, Dymo labels or anything like that. Like, I have not accounted for any of that stuff. I apologize if I had more time. I would have tried to sit down and figure that stuff out too, but I just haven't gotten there yet. And we'll talk later about bookkeeping and how that's one of my goals for 2021 is to just be much better with that. But let's go ahead and talk about some numbers. So on Poshmark, I made close to a net profit. Again, I don't have my cost of goods information for you, but I made close to a net profit of $14,666.77. That's a lot of sounds for my trays that I have in my mouth. So I apologize for all the lisping. Yeah, almost 15,000 on Poshmark. Again, my gross sales numbers would have probably looked a little bit more impressive, but nobody cares about those because that's not what's actually going in your bank account. And then on eBay, I did $7,816.69. The goal is to really grow that eBay number, and I feel like I have been doing that. The more consistent I've been with eBay, I think that there's so much potential over there. But this year I did close to $8,000 on eBay. On Mercari, I made $1,402.02. We're still trying to figure out Mercari over here. But I do think it is still a platform worth cross-listing to and worth paying attention to. And my hope is to also grow, the numbers over on Mercari this year. On Kidizen, I made $722.43. That's not amazing. And there are times that I kind of wonder if Kidizen is still worth my time. I think I'll stick with it with 2021 and see where it takes me. But, I don't know, like this time next year, if that number is not significantly higher, I don't know that it's something I'm going to continue spending a lot of time on. It is really quick and easy to cross list over to Kidizen using List Perfectly. So for that reason alone, I think it is kind of worth it. And I do like how they automatically will also kind of cross list things over to Facebook Marketplace. But again, I just don't know that the sales numbers are justifying the amount of time that I'm putting into listing over there. So we'll see. Now, this is one area where I'm not going to have very good numbers because I didn't really keep track of ThreadUp sales very well at the beginning of the year. So starting in, I don't even remember what month, I finally started introducing those numbers into my What Sold videos. And that's where I'm pulling all of this information from, is from the data that I pulled when I was making every What Sold video. And I don't have all of my ThreadUp sales. We'll just say it is what it is. And then, I think the amount that I had earned on ThreadUp and am not accounting for in this video, we can kind of say is the amount that I got in returns or things of that nature. So it'll all kind of balance out. But over on ThreadUp this year, I made $1,266.23. That is also accounting for the fact that they've lost a couple of my boxes and the payouts that I got for those. So that is not super high either, but I am excited to keep playing around with ThreadUp and see what I can do over there given the changes that they have gone through. I still think there's money to be made, and so we'll keep trying and we'll see what we can do. And then I was really surprised by this number. I have a column that is just called direct sales, whether it was from people watching YouTube videos, maybe it was like a haul video or something, and they reached out and asked if I could sell them something, via PayPal or Venmo. It might be like from Instagram. So I do have a good number of direct sales, and this amount was actually pretty surprising to me. I made $1,266.23 from selling directly to people without using any platform. So I thought that was pretty cool and something that I want to continue to play around with in the future as well. And then I did just launch my Shopify store on New Year's Eve, and I had one sale come in on New Year's Eve. So I have made $16.78 over on Shopify in the year 2020. And then finally, I did mess around with Facebook Marketplace just a little bit. We listed like 3 or 4 things that we had at home, like big, furniture type pieces. And I did sell 4, what are they, like counter height chairs for $50 on Facebook Marketplace. So that was pretty cool. So as a part-time reseller, the amount of money that I made reselling things came out to a total of $27,177.11. So about $27,000. And I was shook by that because my goal at the end of 2019 was to make $20,000 as a part-time reseller in the year 2020. Again, I think one of the reasons I was able to completely shatter that goal is because of the fact that I had so much more time to invest in my reselling business because of the pandemic, because of the fact that I was teaching from home. And that's why I wouldn't be surprised if my number dips next year, because this is my side hustle, and if my school life goes back to normal, I just won't have as much time as I did this year. However, you'll hear when I talk about my goals for 2021 that I do actually shoot for a little bit higher of a number than even what I earned this year as far as how much I hope to make in the year 2021. So stay tuned for that. But let's move on to how much I earned on YouTube. So if you didn't know, people can actually make money as content creators on YouTube. And the way that they do that is through Google AdSense. That's why most channels that are monetized, they will have ads throughout their video. And it's because per 1,000 ads that are viewed, the content creator makes a small sum of money. I became monetized I don't know, 3 or 4 months into starting my YouTube channel, I think. And so at the beginning of 2020, I was making a consistent $200, $300 here and there every month. And then as we got later into the year and as my channel grew and as the amount that I earned per 1,000 views of ads grew, I was able to grow the amount that I earned monthly from Google AdSense. And so while I started off the year by kind of making $200 here, $300 here. The last few months I have averaged around at least $1,000 per month. So it's been really cool to see that growth on my YouTube channel. And if you are watching right now and you've watched any of my other videos and contributed to that, thank you so much. I really appreciate that income because it's not one that I expected to have as a reseller. Now, when it comes to my YouTube channel, I want you to understand something too. I have never had a video go viral. I've never had a video that just took off and got tens of thousands of views. I think my highest viewed video has 24,000 views. But again, that wasn't a viral video. It was it did pretty well, and then it kind of didn't, and then it did pretty well again, but it didn't explode like what you see a lot of resellers have. A lot of resellers have that 1 or 2 videos that just completely whoosh, and then their channel exploded as a result. I feel like my YouTube channel has grown steadily at a very steady pace. I have been so faithful to uploading at least 2 videos a week. I think there was maybe 1 week where I only uploaded 1 video, but I have uploaded at least 2 videos a week now for close to 2 years. And it is with that same kind of steadiness that my YouTube channel has grown. So I did want to throw that out there. Even without a big, huge viral video, you can still grow steadily and, make some money. Another way that you can earn money on YouTube, aside from just people watching your ads, is if you go live, or if you do a premiere video and you're in the chat, people can send you super chats and super stickers and you can make money that way. So the number that I'm going to share with you is a combination of Google AdSense as well as a pretty small amount that I earned from those kinds of transactions where people were, sending me super chats and stuff like that. So the amount that I earned on YouTube in the year 2020 was $10,638.77. However, I want to give you a more realistic picture and subtract some money from that amount, because in the month of February, I did this big YouTube live stream with my theater students because we were trying to raise money to go to Theater Fest in the summer, which we ended up not being able to go to. The kids did an online version of it instead, but it was so expensive. And so I had the idea to raise money by doing a live stream and having the kids perform. And you guys pulled through in such a big way. And there were so many super chats and super stickers and donations sent to the kids. And so first of all, thank you so much if you participated in that. And second of all, I did deduct the amount that we earned from those super chats and whatnot, because that is not money that I was able to pocket. That obviously went to the kids. And then in the month of, I can't even remember now if it was June or July, but 1 month in the summer, I hosted a summer listing challenge and I went live a lot that week. And in those live streams, anyone who donated any sort of super chat or anything like that, I donated towards a bunch of different charities. And so I also deducted any money that I earned from super chats in that month. And so what it really came down to for YouTube, once you subtracted, the fundraiser and the different charities that I was able to donate to because of your guys' generous donations, I actually ended up making $10,074.99, which is crazy. And I know that that's nothing compared to what some other YouTubers are doing, but for me and my family, every month that Google AdSense payment would come in, my husband was like, are you kidding me? Like, this is amazing. We just never even knew that this was a thing. And so again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for watching any of my YouTube videos and just for helping our family out in this way. We really appreciate it. Before I started reselling, we were not like poor. We weren't like broke, like, like my husband and I were both teachers, but we were not like comfortable, if that makes sense. Like, the house that we live in right now, we moved into about 5 years ago, and it was a little outside of what we could afford. I had a lot of student loans. Any sort of like surprise expense, like if we needed to replace a car part or if there was a big medical bill that came up, it was hard. And there was a period where we had to borrow some money from friends, and it wasn't comfortable. We weren't able to live debt free. Since I've started reselling, I've been able to pay off my student loans. We've been able to pay off our cars. Paying the mortgage is no longer this big ordeal. And we're able to do things like save for vacations. And, my son goes to a pretty expensive school because he has some special needs with his hearing loss. And just knowing that we're able to make those things happen and still live within our means, like, that has been such a blessing. So if you ever wondered, like, where is your money going? If you ever watch my channel or made a purchase from me, that's where it's going. I'm definitely not out here like buying diamond rings and stuff. We still live pretty modestly, I think, but it's a little bit easier to breathe, if that makes sense. Okay, we'll talk about 2 more streams of income. This next one was so unbelievably shocking to me because, again, I don't really consider myself like huge, like I know a lot of other YouTubers who have much bigger sub counts and bigger Instagram followings and whatnot. So I was surprised that I could make any money doing affiliate marketing. In case you don't know what affiliate marketing is, it's basically a way for companies to have you promote their product or their service. And every time you are able to refer a customer to them, you make a small cut. So different companies that I have been affiliates for in the past, or even currently are affiliates for now, are companies like List Perfectly. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I love List Perfectly. I was an affiliate for Christelle's course when she was selling her Thread Up course. I do Amazon affiliates, and I also did a small affiliate marketing campaign with Seller Insight, which is another app that I love. There were a couple other one-time things as well that I did, and it is crazy because in the year 2020, from affiliate marketing, I was able to earn $10,770.75. I remember getting a payment, in my PayPal account one month, and I told my husband how much it was for, and he was like, you make that much just by talking about something? And I was like, I know, it's crazy. So first of all, again, if you have ever clicked on my List Perfectly account or an Amazon link down below or anything like that, thank you so much. It really means the world to me because it is a much more passive way of making income. And I hope you guys understand that I'm never going to share a product with you or talk about a service that I don't already love and use myself. Of all of the companies that I just mentioned when it comes to affiliate marketing, the one that I've made the most money with is List Perfectly. And I do have a video, if you want to check it out, I'll link it right here in the cards, about their affiliate program. It is a great program, but to be honest with you, even if I was not an affiliate of List Perfectly, I would still talk about them just as much because it is an integral part of my reselling business. And I think that's what has helped me be pretty successful with my affiliate marketing, is I'm only going to talk about things as organically as possible. Maybe there were a couple things here or there that seem like a stretch, but for the most part, I'm only going to talk about things that I really do use on a daily basis, because I can't imagine reselling without those things. But I could not believe that I almost made 11 grand just from affiliate marketing. So if you're looking for a really good passive income, I would ask yourself, what is a company that I could naturally talk about often, and reach out to them and see if they have any sort of affiliate marketing program. The last and smallest income stream for me has been making sponsored videos on YouTube. It's not something that I do very often, and believe it or not, even though my channel is not that huge, You would not believe the number of emails that I get from different people asking me to do sponsored videos or to review their products on my YouTube channel. I get a lot of requests for things like jewelry and makeup. I get some things that, hit the nail on the head. They're like wholesale companies that are like, do you want to do like an unboxing of like a wholesale box or something? It falls in line with what my channel is about, right? I've gotten stuff even as crazy as like adult toys. And the emails all start the same, like,
hey, we love your channel and we really feel like it would be a great fit for our company if you could review.
And I'm like, why do you think that my channel about reselling new and used clothing is a good fit when it comes to reviewing your adult sex toys? Like, I don't get it. And so I get a lot of requests, and like I said, I really am very picky about which companies I want to work with and make videos with and for. And so I really haven't done very many sponsored videos, but from the few that I've done, I have earned $242.45. I might be missing some other streams of income. I really don't know, but when you add all of that together, when you add my reselling and YouTube, Google AdSense money and affiliate marketing and sponsored videos, I made $48,265.30. Almost 50 grand. That to me is crazy. It's crazy. Like, I never would have thought that was possible, especially when I first started selling on Poshmark 3 years ago. I just never would have believed that this could be the outcome for someone who was doing this part-time. So I made almost 50 grand. However, there are a lot of deductions to take from that amount. For example, I now have a VA. I pay for List Perfectly every month. I did have a couple students who were doing different things for me. For example, I had a student who I paid to do photographs for me, and I had a student who shared my closet. So there are outgoing expenses, right? So I don't get to keep $42,265.30. A lot of that money has gone elsewhere already. And every month we do take 10%, we tithe to our church. And we have been taking a fourth of all of my reselling money and putting it into its own little account for taxes, because taxes. And so while I would love to say that that's the amount that went into my bank account and that's how much money I have to play with, that is not the case at all. I don't really know, because I haven't, again, done all the numbers, how much of that is actually like take home pay for realsies, but that is how much I have made after fees, after shipping, after all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to be honest with you, and maybe I sound really egotistical, but I'm really proud of that number. I just never thought that number was possible. So I'm proud of it, and I'm excited to see if I can grow it next year. So now that you've heard about how I did in 2020, let's talk about my goals for 2021. When it comes to reselling, I want to see if I can make $30,000 after selling fees, after shipping discounts and all that good stuff. It's only a little bit more than how much I earned this year, but again, this year was quite the fluke. I'm probably not going to have as much time to devote to reselling as I did this year, but I hope to make up for the difference by sourcing smarter and better, and also utilizing ThreadUp better, also utilizing like even my local buy-sell trade store, and trying to grow my Shopify store. So even though I will probably have less time, I'm hoping to do more with the time that I have. Another way that I want to grow is with bookkeeping. I'm so bad at bookkeeping. And if you've watched my videos, you probably already deduced that. But a couple steps that I've taken in the right direction as far as doing better with my bookkeeping for the year 2021. One, I have a friend who is like an amazing accountant. He's actually like a partner at one of our local firms. He's great. Like, he's amazing at what he does. And he actually came over not too long ago, and we sat down and talked about my business and how to do things correctly and what steps I needed to take in order to really like legitimize it and also save when it comes to taxes. So I will share with you what I am personally going to do. Please do not make any big business decisions based off of what I'm saying, because I am the farthest from a tax expert that you will ever come across. The farthest, okay? I have decided to file as an S Corp, And by doing so, I will be saving a good amount when it comes to taxes. And I'm going to be working with him on just coming up with different bookkeeping systems. I know that there are actually a lot of other resellers out there who have some great resources when it comes to spreadsheets and different ways that you can keep track of your finances, when it comes to reselling related items. I know Sarah Stiles has a great one that you can check out. She has a really cool dashboard. And I know that Mogi Beth just came out with a spreadsheet. So if you are similar to me and have a hard time with just kind of keeping track of your finances and understanding all of that stuff, then I definitely recommend checking them out because they are much more knowledgeable about taxes and finances and keeping track of everything than I am. When it comes to my YouTube channel, this is definitely a very lofty goal, but I would love to have 25,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. To me, that just seems outrageous. Like, it seems like that would never happen, but that is a goal of mine. And I've actually been talking with a former student of mine about editing my videos. I actually don't mind editing my videos that much. Like, it's actually pretty fun, but it does take up a lot of time. And my former student is so good at editing. She used to do a lot of like vlogs and stuff for our a cappella groups, and I was always so astounded at how creative and how talented she was when it came to video editing. So I know that if I pass that off to her, my videos will be in great hands. It's just a matter of figuring out how to do that. So that's what we're talking about right now. If you notice a sudden uptick in the quality of my videos, that'll be because of Allie. Also, when it comes to my YouTube channel, this is not like a huge goal. It's pretty easily achievable, but I would like to get a GoPro and I would like to get a GoPro so that I can do more like thrift with me videos and just kind of take you with me to different places. I know people enjoy that kind of stuff. And it's like really awkward walking around the store with my phone just like this. Like, everyone knows what I'm doing and it's just so weird. And so I would like to get a GoPro and kind of like have it hidden somewhere, kind of Rally Root style, like in a fanny pack or something. But that is a goal of mine. And I would love for you guys to share with me in the comments down below, what kind of videos would you like to see from me? What are your favorites? What are your least favorites? Are there types of videos that you wish I would do? I would love to hear from you because ultimately you are the reason why I make videos. So please share with me in the comments below what you would like to see, and I will try to deliver on my end. Something that a lot of people have asked me is if I will ever create a course. I will never say never, but I will say I will never create a course on reselling. I think that there are a lot of great courses out there, but I have a hard time subscribing to the idea that what works for one person will work for everyone else. And for that reason, and especially because I know that my style of reselling is so unique to me and my circumstances and what I'm able to do with my time and given where I live and all that kind of stuff, I just wouldn't feel right creating a course telling people how to do things exactly the way that I do them when things can and should look so different. So I know for sure that that would never come from me. And I think people ask me about creating a course because they know that I'm a teacher and they're like, we feel like you would create a really good course because you teach for a living. But I feel like the thing that I am passionate about when it comes to teaching is not necessarily getting up in front of my students and teaching, but it's the relationship building. And I feel like you miss that when you build a course because you create the course and then you give the course and you don't really interact with your students at all. Maybe if they have questions and stuff, but it's not the same kind of relationship building that I got into teaching for. So for that reason, I've actually been much more intrigued with the idea of like an accountability group or a mentorship group. Some people have asked me if that's something I would be interested in starting. And so again, I just wanted to ask you guys, is that something that you would be interested in? And if so, what would you want to see from one? What would you want to see happen if you were part of some sort of accountability group or mentorship group? I would love to know. That sounds like it would be much more up my alley because again, it's getting to interact with you guys and getting to like really be in your life and hear your exact circumstances and see if there's a way that not only I can help you, but like the rest of the group can help you. And I feel like that would be so valuable and right up my alley. So I'm not making any promises, right? Like those are not things that I am dead set on, but those are things that I'm thinking about. My last few goals are a little bit more personal. One is I want to take my health more seriously. I think I've said this in the last year's video and it did not really happen. But for real, like take my health seriously because without my health, I can't do any of this reselling business. More importantly, I can't really be there for my family and for my kids. And then on that note, I want to be much more intentional with my time and scheduling it in a way where instead of trying to do all things at once, I really block my schedule out so that I can be wholly devoted to the task at hand. So if I am supposed to spend this 1 hour working on reselling stuff, I want to close the door, get a babysitter, tell my husband, like, you are dealing with the kids for this hour and that's it, and really do reselling stuff. But then the next hour, if that is supposed to be like family time, to be all in on the family. Like, phone is far away. I'm not trying to like Instagram and hang out with the kids. Like, because I feel like this year I just felt so pulled and divided like all the time, because I was trying to, you know, be there with the kids, but also be like responding to YouTube comments, or I don't know, you know, like I just never felt fully present in anything. And that's not the way to do your best work or to really be there for people. So I want to be much more intentional about my time. I want to try like hourly planning and just block out, you know, chunks of the day for different things, and see if that not only helps me be more productive, but helps me be a better mom, a better teacher, all that good stuff. I've already been talking at my phone for 48 minutes and 50 seconds. So even though I'm looking at my notes, I feel like there's a lot of stuff I haven't covered yet. I think I gotta call it, right? Like, this is too much. So I hope you guys had a wonderful 2020, despite the fact that it was crazy, despite the fact that no one could have predicted it. I don't know. Like, I mean, there were just so many things that happened. But I also hope that as you step into 2021, that you realize you are stronger than you think you are, that you are more capable than you think you are, and that you're gonna do some amazing things this year. So please share with me down below, what are your goals for 2021? And I really want you to share them, because I want to steal some of them, because I'm sure a lot of you have much better goals than I do. And I feel like I could be better too by hearing what you want to do and possibly, you know, tacking some of those things onto my list as well. I hope you understand that my success would not be what it is without you guys being there for me. So thank you so much, first and foremost. Thank you for showing up to watch these videos, for, you know, interacting with me on Instagram. If you've ever made a purchase from me, you have no idea how thankful I am for you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a wonderful 2021, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.